Так, начало уже, да? Начало всех начал. Начало всех начал. А кто не начал, тот дурак. Фауст. Фауст. Тут черное пятнышко. Тут черное пятнышко. Хорошенькое черное пятнышко. Иди отдыхай. Ложись на удобное место. Давай, бах. Все, бах. Спи. Кот спит. Так, время почти 7. Мы никуда не торопимся. Сейчас я открою свой блокнот. Просто мы вот вчера бегали, и ничего хорошего из этого не вышло. У нас есть незаконченная мысль и очко. Давайте посмотрим, что даст мысль нам. Вот. Теперь открою блокнот. Где там мой блокнот? Спойте в караоке. Последнее задание понедельник. Скоро. Скоро. Мы это уже не сделаем, потому что Рене, к сожалению, с нами больше нет. Купить треники у Куна. Рейвером открыть ночной клуб я не могу помочь. Тоже не могу пока сделать. Это тоже не могу пока сделать. Тоже не могу пока сделать. Вот эти раз, два, три, 4 квеста, они все завязаны на клубе. Тоже связано с клубом, тоже ничего не могу. Короче, вот цепочка церкви стоит на месте. Куда пошел? Кот пошел на окно, на огне сидеть. Не грызи, пожалуйста. Бесполезно. Так, сигнал про спирт. Ну, с чужими котами не сюсюкаюсь. Так. Кто-нибудь должен нам помочь. Я даже знаю, кто это. Рене будет. Ну, мне так кажется, она там с каким-то крутым радио тусуется в кармане. Что-то я, по-моему, слишком сильно контрастность выкрутил. Ну ладно, сегодня будем контрастировать. Так. Вечером подойти к классе. Короче, к блондинке. Вот тут я не знаю, как сделать. Я не могу подняться на пирс и на остров. Ну, это тоже пока стоит. Ладно, пойдем поговорим с Куно. Деньги есть. Я куплю себе пару таблеток для сердца. Красненьких. Потому что я могу умереть. Ну, типа... Да, Фауст грызет палочки. Не знаю, он грызет стулья, стол, лестницу, палочки. Все деревянное, короче. У него то ли зубы режутся, то ли что. Но причем не грызет пластик, не грызет железо, не грызет бетон, а именно деревья. Это, знаете, типа, мой кот ест что-то там, ему, наверное, чего-то не хватает. Мозгов не хватает. Что здесь продают? Желтые розы. И тюльпаны. Красиво. Есть у меня бутылки? Угу. Так, мне нужны...
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs.
Так,
They all bear
ну
the
вот это, на
Saint-Baptiste
зафет.
Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
А еще одну.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Все, зашибись. А еще...
You see several packaged raincoats filled a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
Here you go.
Все, воровать ничего не будем. С самого первого дня мне не дает покоя. Что добавляет? Стойкость добавляет. Прикольно. Ну вот, теперь я стойкий как... Ну, я не буду, конечно, его носить. Просто пригодится. Просто пригодится. Кроме рифмы ягодица ничего в голову не идет. Пригодится, ягодица. Так, ладно, отставить. Пойдем покупать у Куна. Там что-то Куна покупать пойдем. По-моему, штанцы. Пам-пам-пам-пам. Пам-пам-пам-пам-пам-пам.
Kuno saw you wheeled that can. Sweet Graffiso action, pig. Kuno likes that delinquent shit. You're still a dink. Now what's your case with Kuno?
Давай свои штанцы.
Here, pig. We're falling now. Performance buddies. Kuno could already see you soaring through the air like a fucking eagle. Pig's in Kuno's debt now. Money debt.
Money debt doesn't mean anything. He's just saying words. You're not in his debt.
Да, конечно, я ему ничего не должен.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Куну похуй. Легендарная фраза. Он даже не подозревает, насколько. Грубая сила, электрохимия. Нормально. Ходить в таком гопа костюме, да? Обдолбанный как чем-нибудь. Потом. Все потом. Так, надо еще где-то время потратить. Надо спросить Череп, девушку по кличке Череп, почему она... Ну, что у них там случилось? Жареное мясо. Что ты там сказала? А он что сказал? А она что сказала?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Ой, да, короче, до свидания. Бесполезные животные. Офицер, офицер. Еще попробуем разболтать этого. Сидячего. Там что-то с него можно попробовать стрясти. Убеждение.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
An investment? What kind of investment?
Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
Да, нет, ну типа никакого инвестирования в плане то, что я тебе жопу там буду защищать от кого-нибудь. Не-не-не-не-не.
Fair point. You can't have a successful business without a loyal customer base. How much is your loyalty worth?
Вот бы здесь был шанс выбросить что-нибудь, ну ладно.
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
Все, давай. Что это за место? А мы сюда что, не ходили никогда? А почему только один загорелся, а второй? Все упущено, пропущено, потеряно, утрачено. Очень жаль. Так, сейчас надо еще что-нибудь с кем-нибудь поговорить. Еще с кем-нибудь поговорить. Че, может эмпатию прокинуть? Пофигу. Пофигу, что... Ну, типа, чё, ладно. Прокатит, прокатит. Не прокатит, ну ладно, не прокатило. Всё. Мы все равно, я надеюсь, скоро свалим отсюда. Выйдем к себе в Джемрок. Там спокойно будем жить. Жить, никого не трогать.
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing. Flecks of brown and gold. It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon.
Excuse me?
A flinch jolts his frame. The question has touched a nerve.
Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home. Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much. On another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. I can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows. What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, Cop Man? You missing someone?
Is that what it is? This feeling?
Мне не хватает пистолета.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
Можно считать, что мы все-таки остались какими-то около друзьями, да? Ну, хорошо. Время так и не хочет идти никуда. Я вот что думаю, а может быть зайти в ломбард с фонариком? Ну, мы типа были в ломбарде, а там так темно, вдруг мы что-нибудь не видели. Может там что купить еще можно? Кто знает? Кто знает? Интересно, сколько на бутылках мы денег заработали? Фауст. Я добавил немного микрофона. Надеюсь, не стало слишком много микрофона.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Блин. 700 реалов. Интересно, это вообще реально 700 реалов?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Ну, давайте. Почему нет?
Everything you pick out seems
Ничего не
faded,
получилось.
chipped and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
Понятно. Жаль. Ну ладно. Фонарь мне здесь никак не помог. Хоть книги не читай. Куда еще бабки можно потратить? Хорошо, спасибо. Сегодня на первом видео про библиотеку игр я так плохо там настроил звук в игре, что там в одном месте очень громко и вообще ничего не слышно. Ну, теперь я буду знать, убирать звук посильнее, потому что звук в игре не важен в такие моменты, мне кажется. Так. Надо еще поговорить с... Поговорим с девочкой, пусть нам еще там про что-то расскажет.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Кто это такие знаменитости-то,
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
does make the famous people more famous.
Это точно. Слава это для поверхностных.
Okay, sir.
Дали достижения на... Типа нахуёвейший или... Ну, короче, зануда. Зануда дали достижения. Дали достижение, что я зануда. Ну, да. Я такой. У нас так много готовых квестов. Что за квест? Проверьте ловушки. О насекомых. Ага. Понятно. Нам надо еще час где-то скоротать. Час скоротать. О, я знаю, что я должен сделать. Совсем про это забыл. А сейчас вот вспомнил. У меня там на папке с журналами, или что там типа папка с делами. Вот, не журнал. Да, плащ классный. Он как будто бы, ну, такой, типа, классический детектив. Жалко, шляпы нет подходящей. Может быть, есть. Я уверен, что это не вся одежда. Далеко не вся. Так, я хотел... Вот это. Только сначала переоденусь, по-моему.
An intricate web, it's still kind of...
Тут ничего нового.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board.
Давайте еще чуть добавим техники, чтобы точно выбить. А есть у меня... Или у меня уже максимум на технику все надето? Что-то мне кажется, у меня максимум на технику все надето. Да, максимум. Так, не то, не то.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know, without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now
ставлю все, что там наркота.
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Нет. Ну вот, я только что все потерял.
Two octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored.
Вот почему. Вот почему, когда взял жвачку, ему показалось чем-то знакомым.
Exactly like the gum wrapper you found. The same brand of chewing gum. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters. in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
Нет.
Outside, you hear the wind howl. A sudden gale blows in from Martinez, flapping street signs and window blinds. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear.
Нет.
You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on.
Держаться.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не-не, тихо. Что происходит? У нас там вечер караоке, алло. Что? Только не говорите, что я умер. Кажется, я умер.
There is nothing.
Что? Чего?
Again. Nothing sad, brother. No treachery. Just blackout.
Так, тихо, ладно, мы не умерли.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia. That's me. Blue eyes, that's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, What do you do? It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause. Your name is fuck all.
It certainly ain't Harry. Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
Бывает.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself, as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
В смысле не пил? Ну да, не пил.
That's just a drug addict myth. In reality, you're still comprised of dihydrogen oxide, which you must replenish to go on living.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened? That does sometimes happen.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed? Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Чё, какой журнал неудач? И что дает?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's bit arson, petty theft, spousal abuse, handwritten logs on You don't It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
А что за мурал нового мира?
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure: rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class." People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown. The case files do not show you finding the author of the design. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us. Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next, or are we done?
Ну все. Как раз 19:12. Отлично, все. Пойдем петь в караоке, это должно мне помочь. Сейчас только надо приодеться в караокерное. Где моя крутая полицейская куртка? Нет, нет. Вот это. Где мой самый классный в мире галстук? Так, штанишки взял. Ботиночки взял, плащ взял, галстук взял. Взял. Шапка мне вообще не нужна на самом-то деле. Некрасиво шапки. Ну и перчатки надо какие-нибудь нормальные. А то петь в броне такое все. И очечки. Ну ладно, так сойдет. Так сойдет. Или в кимоно спеть. Нет, не наш стиль. Самое главное, галстук взял. Все, можно идти петь. Что, вечер караоке наконец-то? Почитательный журнал. Почитал журнал. А я пью кофеек. Без сахара. Но со сгущенным молоком. Но лучше бы просто без сахара. И вообще кофе так себе, если честно. Как много народу. Ща. Надо убрать отвертку из рук. Не смотрится. А книгу можно оставить.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
The air is thick with anticipation.
Ну, к сожалению.
Someone dims the lights as the music starts. A lump's in your throat suddenly.
I would often go there to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Sanson. Though it once was larger, how the real may rest there, down through the mist there, towards the Seven Sisters, towards those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there in the tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past year. But now you're all alone. None of this matters.
Надо было драму выкрутить.
Do you hear that? It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry. Made of pity. No one liked you. You hear, or think you hear, uncomfortable shifting around. A bit of laughter, maybe. No one saying anything.
Эх.
I'm gonna unplug the mic now, okay? That's it, I'm unplugging it.
Let's go, officer. These people wouldn't know a good performance if it beat them in the ass. Detective Dubois, It was downright tragic. Now, let's go.
Воистину трагично.
I mean it, he thinks. To him, being a cop in the RCM was truly expressed in that performance.
А вам-то хоть понравилось? Вы как вроде мои друзья, не?
Again?
Ну или не друзья?
Yes. What is it? Okay. Yes. That was pretty good.
What? No. No. There are universal standards of good out there, and that was just complete shit.
Jean, he's not right. Treat him like you treat McCoy's little brother.
Yes, and I'm wondering why. Don't you have a case to solve?
Yes? Did you want something from me?
Понятно, уроды. Никакой поддержки. Что за мысли у меня есть? Белый траур. 5 часов. Не буду я разблокировать белый траур. Звучит не очень. Чё, тебе понравилось? Сейчас всех буду доканывать, да?
Wow. Just wow. I hope you really enjoyed yourself up there. Had a cathartic experience. Because for the rest of us, that really sucked.
It's safe to say this is about your karaoke performance.
I get it. You were purposefully shit. So original. I'm not letting anyone up there again. Ever. Now what did you want?
Ну и ладно. А тебе... А чё, пацаны, понравилось?
The Coppernado is back. Yeah? What?
А, не. Чё там это про караоке? Нет? Ну ладно. А тебе понравилось? Тебе понравилось? Класс уже спел.
Hi again, gendarme.
Да, пофиг.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Ну ладно. Ну все, основной квест выполнен. Кофе без сахара, в смысле мучаю. Нет, мне нравится. Я хочу чувствовать вкусы. Если бы мне не нравилось, я бы не пил. Так, ладно. Значит, мы топ-топ. Мы пошли искать следы. Все-таки какие-то как-то непонятно мне. Но что-то надо искать. Восприятие, нужно побольше восприятия. Искать следы. Блин, ну если типа их днем не нашел, то вот вечером сейчас точно найду. Конечно. Попробую вообще со всеми поговорить, с детьми, с чуваками в этом, в палатке. Может, все-таки кто-то что-то видел. Еще раз. Куда она там? Вверх по побережью. Вверх по побережью. Вверх по побережью.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is going to crack the case.
Then we're definitely doing it.
Ладно. Допустим, не дети. Идемте не спеша. Здесь никаких следов нет. Нет, есть какие-то типа что-то. Следы, не следы, не знаю. Послушаем музончик. Пообщаемся с ребятами. Музончики, ребята.
Hi again. So, how are things going? He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies. You know, a host, a declaimer of slogans. He's a performer, gets the people going. Well, he's just kinda here. I don't really know how to communicate with him. Yeah, sometimes. When I, stumble and find my way into his centre, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first, though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.
Goodbye, officer.
The young man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All-core! All right! Yeah!
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah! Is it though? But is it? I mean, really?
Feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get totally transcendent. But you haven't gotten there yet. so you don't know what to say.
I am the mic enforcer. I am the chicks checker. Yeah!
Huh? I see you're here again. Offside, man. Did I mention getting us into the church would help?
His look is intensely suspicious.
Don't think so. Big bad frequencies are extremely negative. Thought suppression, dream implantation, memory revision. Pretty out there stuff. Not sure I want to get involved with it.
There is fear there, but also curiosity. He just needs a reason to help you.
Короче, все упирается в церковь. Так или иначе. Получается, да. Как будто взяли любимый трек и засунули в игру, и ты такой: так, погодите, что мой любимый трек делает в этой игре? Такое бывает. Бывает наоборот. Бывает бывает и так, и наоборот. Ты поделись со мной чем-нибудь?
Hello again.
Just now?
Superstition. We can turn a grim desolation into a fun dance club, and thus also help turn this hellhole around.
Мне нужны следы. Почему нет никаких следов? Вообще такой типа бункер вообще. Вообще бункер. Вот тут просто идеальный проход. Ну, может, не идеальный, но проход. Заблудился. С боем уже ничего не сделать.
The dome-shaped plastic.
Ничего не поделать. Тут какой-то проход. Будет прикольно, если есть просто какой-то ход, который не очевидный. Я просто в него ни разу не попытался попасть. Будет просто супер. Но это плохо, и что мне приходится пытаться потыкать в каждую эту щель. Ну, типа. Либо я чего-то все-таки не понимаю. Я прям чувствую, как мы сейчас опять повторяем вчерашние действия, как будто бы что-то изменится, если мы сделаем все это еще раз по кругу. Шизофрения, безумие.
There's no way the perp isn't here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed. Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points. And dangerous. dangerous too.
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Я сейчас должен так бродить везде и пытаться куда-то забраться, да? То есть мы уже 2 места нашли, где у нас стартует диалог, где Ким говорит, что надеюсь, ее там нет. Ну давайте продолжим путешествовать. Может быть, в конце концов он скажет: о, а может все-таки здесь кто-то есть за этой дверью? А я скажу: да ладно. Ким скажет: ну да, вот так вот. Прости, что не поверил в тебя еще раз. Хотя уже пора бы начать в тебя верить, потому что ты, как ни странно, часто оказываешься прав. Да, Ким? Ну смотри, идеальное место.
An old door.
Ну, видимо, нет. Ну, сейчас будем везде бродить, круги наматывать. Прям Геншин какой-то. Собирает цветочки. Надо еще каким-то постройкам сходить, таким неочевидным. Ким, что же делать-то нам? Если я ее сегодня не найду, я посмотрю гайд. Потому что сил моих больше нет. Ну вот тут просто идеальное место для входа какого-то. Но нет. Это не вход. Тоже тут почему бы не спрятаться? Так я о том же. Типа, ну нет, ну это же не я глупый какой-то, я везде хожу, просто везде. Может, меня, конечно, по ложному следу отправили. Я вообще здесь не должен ходить. Она прячется где-нибудь в городе на самом-то деле. Просто все меня за нос водят. Может, она в церкви сидит. Незаметно прошмыгнула в церковь. Пойдемте в церковь еще раз осмотрим получше. Никаких проходов нет. Антон что-то сегодня закидал меня кубами по Геншину. Хотя мы вроде поиграли уже, надо бы... перестать думать о Геншине. А еще я сегодня буду есть обезболивающее. Ноги болят и зуб. Студия. Вещи. Автосохранение, ну что такое? Просто автосохранение. Стулья. Ничего, шумки.
Yes, what is it? Yes? The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse, whatever that means. Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil. She literally started praying for the higher powers when she first saw my range Civic. I'm not making this up.
The lieutenant coughs like he's amused.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. Wards. It looked like some Semenine magic. So what I need you to do here is go have a talk with her, say that you're a policeman and need to get to the building's basement. Then bring me the offside copy. All right? Thanks.
Да я это уже делаю, она не хочет отдавать мне ничего. Давайте, Ирина, открывайте гайд. Будете мне подсказывать. Не, ладно, не надо. Пока не надо. Отбой. Есть еще порох в пороховницах. Порох в похоровницах. Да, иди вперед, пожалуйста, товарищ полицейский. Тут тоже, да, ничего. Что вот там за местность? Ничего, ничего. Да, я попытаюсь. Может, ты все-таки расскажешь мне что-нибудь, а? Бабушка.
Our tenant, please.
The sea's gonna calm down.
Ничего. А ты типа здесь просто так стоишь или что?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see. Very rugged. Good choice. Now, I suspect you had questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. Am I right?
Ничего. Ничего. Ничего нового. Ничего нового.
It's a matter of days. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news.
Так, ладно, все. Все исчерпано с ним. Что-то этот красный сарай, в который нельзя попасть. Не нравится он мне. Шла вверх по берегу. А где тут вверх? Где низ? Ну типа, как камеру поставили, так и есть вверх-низ, да? Других вариантов нет. Интересно, у нас библиотека перезапустилась? Что я не знаю. Я не знаю. Куда я зашел? Что я... Не туда же зашел, да? Что я на автомате сюда забежал. Задумался о том, что если бы мы не помогли с отловом несуществующего жука, мужики бы там стояли, и они ее бы тоже видели или как? Или они бы потом сами ушли просто? Что поделать? Что поделать-то?
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. God, I've told her not to do that. It's disgusting. And I told you to mind your own business. Clearly, you have no idea how hard it is to raise a girl in this economy.
This economy is a mysterious force, like cosmic weather, mysterious and harsh.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality, one where they are wrong. It's not easy. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person. But my husband...
My husband is completely different, of course.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I, of all people, understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into.
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne. It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Super silent. Almost inaudibly so.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer.
Наконец-то.
Occasionally she glances at her daughters.
Сейчас. Где вся моя драматичность? Как же это? Такая драма мне больше нравится, если честно. Сколько драма? +3. Слы.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like. You're not lying. You're giving her peace of mind. The means are thus justified.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Oh, certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
Зря, наверное, ему дал слово.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains.
Ну хоть что-то, хоть что-то.
Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared. Date of birth generator. You were born in the year 07. In the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor, where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope.
Прочитали? Вы слышали? Перевели в голове? Или показать? Вот. Ты родился, бла-бла-бла. Да, жесть. Ну ладно. Вот так вот. Ну что, подумаем, новую мысль. На будущее полезно будет. Знать, что дают мысли. Так, мы идем в подвал. Обратно во внимательность надо. Собраться. Визуальный анализ на всякий случай. Ну, вроде все. Поговорим с девочкой.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does. Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that. Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
Я же помог, че хотел. Типа вот так вот ходить? Больше на ковбоя кого-то похож, конечно, чем на сыщика. Ладно. Энциклопедия такое себе. Мне нужна логика, а не энциклопедия.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Просто входим. Еще говорить Киму, чем это трус какой-то, что ли? Трусишка дюбуа. Так, ну-ка, что хочешь сказать?
What is this place? I think you're right, though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
Так я, да, с фонарем.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a ray of streetlight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
О, это я мог бы отдать старикам.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar? No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory. A memory from another life. When you were young and fit.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Не, я не буду пробовать. Грубые. Ладно, сейчас. Где-то мой набор грубой силы. А это же не грубая сила, это боевой порог, да? Так ты чё? Google подумал, что я с ним разговариваю. Это же болевой порог. Грубая сила. Грубая сила. Грубая сила. Ну чё, погнали.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Yeah.
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game. A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to. Hey, but you're still in the ghost house. What if someone heard this? What if they know you're here?
Good technique.
Спасибо, Ким. Да. Я думал, конечно, что не получится, но получилось, все получилось. Криповенько здесь так-то, да.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Tuorg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvor, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe." This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss, an abyss of production. These squares look orderly, but beneath them is chaos, worry, pain. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, Heat death of the universe is the new black. Another note says, the biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
Блок мы заберем попозже. Сейчас мы все осмотрим.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic. History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il Mara. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Крутой RPG. Неплохо. Они что ли все в одном маленьком месте были? Тут же окна, тут же ателье. Или это просто все сгрузили в одно место? О, куда-то я пошел. Куда же я пошел? Неужели я был прав, и подвалы связаны между полуостровом и не полуостровом? Или я сейчас где-то выйду на улицу? Ну, кстати, холодильник я здесь не увидел. Нет, вот холодильник увидел. Окей.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? This must be the giant ice bear fridge that Suna mentioned. Look inside. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
Ну вот, поздно.
The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. But where's the filament memory? It's not here.
Так он выше был.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you...
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. Take it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache. It means there are firearms, breech loaders, still lying around in Martinez. This would have been good in our case against Ruby for Titus. Too late for that now, but still, might be useful down the road.
He likes this find.
Ну, где-то моя винтовочка. Класс. Жалко, в руки нельзя взять, попугать. Записка на холодильнике.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sulislav.
Sulislav. Wasn't he one of Miss Lukanen's killed co-workers? I remember coming across this name when we were reading her personal log. Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter. I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the iceberg fridge.
Ладно. Понятно, понятно. Папа. Мы же куб какой-то нашли, может это он? Ноги прохожих. Вот этот мы свет видели. Майка в сеточку. Драма. Какой ужас. Какой ужас.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one.
В смысле, они здесь работают и тратят
An
электричество?
electric
Алло.
sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Не надо, чтобы они работали.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-crank ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here, or something stronger, like the Kvalsund KR2 multi-tool.
Didn't Sona give you a perfect tool for this kind of job? The Kvalsund. You should take it out.
Equip the multi-tool by going...
Multi-tool. Наверное, где-то тут спрятан блок, тот, который нужен девушке в церкви.
This orange machine is dead still.
Грубая сила. Как я устал играть в переодевашки. Что-то было еще на грубую силу. Штаны должны быть. Они уже на мне. Штаны уже на мне.
This orange machine is dead still. It has ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Gewaltsund multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep, a filament memory with the words off-site copy written on its side. You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it.
We should take it back to Miss Lukanen killed as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs.
Ну и самое главное... Так, оттуда мы пришли, да? Ну вот самое главное это дымоход. Что там с дымоходом?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing? Wait, really? You should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then...
Hello?
You've awakened the entity.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Неплохо, неплохо. После вчерашнего врождения туда-сюда очень даже неплохо. Просто я вот прям как чувствовал, что нужно что-то с девочкой сделать. Но думал, что, наверное, нет. И вчера не стал этого делать. А надо было, надо было. Вы кто?
Hello, I'm Nia. Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius. So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking. Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind? I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
Ну чё, я люблю настольные игры ролевые, давай.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites. This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there. Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. She's thankful for the security they provide her.
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid. I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
This person values focus above all. She keeps her sharp sight on the instruments before her.
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
She nods.
Anything else, officer? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse. Does it mean she's unlawfully occupying a part of the house?
Creative.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow? Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex. And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it? Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity?
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
Да пофиг.
The bookstore closes starting 2100. You'll have to do that tomorrow.
Ну, завтра загляну.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. I think I have just the right one for you.
Police colors.
Not the most original, I know, but sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
Подарок.
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
Я не поймаю.
2 tiny pieces of carved stone drop to the floor and scatter in opposite directions, like pearls from a broken string. The blue one disappears down the pit in the center of the room.
Блин.
Ah, down the drain, like your career. I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary. That one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the inverse. They were a set, you see, but now the set is broken. It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. And you definitely need luck in Martinez.
Is she pitying you? Good God, she's pitying you.
Now, was there anything else? More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
О, нет, сколько вопросов. Давайте потом все вот эти вопросы миллионы.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit.
Мы еще к ней придем. Когда надо будет потратить время, мы придем и позадаем вопрос. Обязательно. Блин, обидно, что кость упал. Ладно, сейчас чекнем комп. И на сегодня
A dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame, forgotten and unused. Its keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
Я вернулся.
Another radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer. The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filaments you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Давайте сначала прозрачно.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening, Fortress Accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Good. Please repeat the password. Good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Really? She just used the same password?
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard. With a quiet determination, the printer starts printing, a piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface. It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Wirral Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule.
Не хочу читать про деньги. Какое все скучное. Ладно, кто
Fortress
работал?
Accident employed 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Pyrrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists? It didn't. No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skip to work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys. The filament slides out of its glowing nest. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnet.
Good evening, Fortress Accident. Please repeat. Is this the offset copy? Good. Please repeat the password. No, that's not it.
Maybe it's the second part of the leitmotif you saw on the stained glass window.
Good. I've unlocked unlocked the offside copy after ending the
Ka-ching.
Fortress accident is thank you and
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. It sounds like something cracks before the piece of paper starts filling up with pure black ink. Something's broken. Machines aren't supposed to behave like this. The paper is soaked with ink. Its monochrome darkness spanning from margin to margin. It's not possible to make out any information. A single speck of white shines out from the shade. For some reason, the printer decided to spare this one tiny dot of paper. Marked by the devil itself. Looks like gibberish. Better get running again. This must be the information Sorna is looking for. She knows how to make sense of it.
Odd. Something is obviously broken here.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting
Ладно.
the filament slight out of its
Уходим.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yes, that is the question.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. And by these people, I mean people in Sorna's radio game company, Fortress Accident.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
У нас есть.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown
in. Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
Ну вообще, зачем столько художников нанимать? Выглядит так, как будто бы реально хотели бабок просто выжить.
I don't think so. I think they genuinely believe. Okay, let's keep moving.
Ну ладно. Ну, наверное, мы будем заканчивать. У нас кубики, кубики. Раз, чё? А, это чё? А, кубик. Блин, жалко, что потерял синий. Но я бы не поймал. Толстячок бы не поймал. Ну что, заканчиваем? Я думаю, да. Я подустал. Я подустал. Ну или поговорим с этой, какие, чтобы совсем все закончить с библиотекой, вернее, магазином, с книжным магазином. Как нам выйти теперь? Ладно, завтра будем разбираться всем. Сохраняю. Куча сохранений, потому что он почему-то не сохраняет на старую. Вернее, я начал сохранять на старую, и теперь он просто перезаписывает. Не перезаписывает, а записывает новую. Ладно. У нас наконец-то какой-то прорыв. Мы закрыли, ну, почти все сделали в магазине книг. Мы ужасно спели в караоке, мне кажется. Он должен был спеть покруче, но у нас не получилось покруче, к сожалению. Я же не знал, что в драму надо. Ну вот. А Рене, или как там эту девчонку, мы так и не нашли. Пока что. Пока что не нашли. Вот. Ну что ж, будем прощаться. По домам разбегаться. Всем пока. Спасибо. До следующей встречи.